Breaking news, okay? My name is Joan De Leon, and today on this show I've got a special guest. Not just any ordinary one that has sailed across the seas from Spain and has come to the Americas to be in this interview. Please welcome Christopher Columbus. Hola, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here. Columbus, it is very nice to see you. I heard that you are famous all over Europe for your voyage, and it is wonderful to see you in person. Yes, I know. The word's gotten out back home when I returned after my sailing. It has to be great to have the whole population gasping for air seeing the man himself. It does occur often. I could be walking to the local pub, and the women will start wailing once they see me. I get asked all type of questions about how it was on the boat. How are the Indians on the other side of the world? Well, I'm sure these Indians love you very much. I heard you brought them food from Spain. You've done many things to improve the land, but I think the Indians loving me is a total understatement. Why is that? Is there something I'm missing here? The land seems to be prospering, but just a few things that my crew has done in rebellion to these people. Well, I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We need to discuss your background. What's motivated you to sail this far to discover something so great? When I was younger... Oof!
Damn! Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Hush, I'm only 49. I became a seaman for the Portuguese merchant marine. During this time, I actually got in a shipwreck right by the southwestern point of Portugal. After this, I began trading along the coast of West Africa. I was aiming for Asia. I set sail because I truly believed that the rest of the world was round. I was attempting to spread Christianity to achieve glory. Also on this voyage, I knew I could land anywhere, from the west to the east to reach India. The idea was, when I reach this land, I'll bring back rich goods like silk and spices. But I clearly landed somewhere else this time. Do you have a particular name for this new world yet? Yes, San Salvador is what I plan to name it. But you ought to believe this is the beginning of a great era. This new world will prosper greater than Europe has ever seen. How did you manage to sail this far? Did you have a great amount of wealth? You have to be mentally unwell to believe I had the wealth to complete this. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella financed my sailing. And how was it like being out on sea for days? To be honest, nothing new. I've been out on the sea before, but never this far. Also, it did not take me days to get there. It took me 2 months. How foolish of you, lad. What was it that you were carrying on that ship for 2 months? You survived that long out on sea? You must have the powers of a witch. The witch was called food. I had pounds of food that me and my crew members could live off of for a while, and it surely worked. I also brought a sextant that measures the position of the sun so we know where we're sailing, along with a bunch of crates so we could bring back as many supplies from the New World as we could back to Spain. Did you bring extra food with you just to exchange with the Indians? I did. I brought olive oil, molasses, cheese, honey, dry beans, anchovies, pickled meats, raisins, coffee beans, peach, pears, citrus fruits, honeybee, bananas, sugarcane, onions, turnip, and grains. That's a lot of food. Did you have to specify this much? Well, I rather you believe my words profoundly so you don't think I left those Indians starving. I wasn't accusing you of not feeding them. I know they have their own livestock. Are you sure about that? When I came here, they didn't have much. It's like I provided the life to this land. Sure. When you first landed on the Americas, did you feel afraid at all? No, I was fearless. I have the confidence of a warrior. If they began attacking with bows and arrows, I know my crew members would have defended me. When you landed, did you have any clue about where you landed? Honestly, not at all. I thought I had landed in India. Hence the name I gave to these indigenous people, Indians. How was your interaction between you and the Indians? When I saw the way they were acting when I first went up to them, I instantly knew I could use them for labor. I'm sorry? You saw these innocent people as your slaves? They were nice. They were just very vulnerable. I handed them a sword and they cut themselves. If they can make a doodle mistake like that, they could definitely serve different purposes and they'd react the same. Okay, Columbus. Are you trying to say that you mistreated the indigenous people? It was for a good price. I managed to bring a bunch of goods they provided me back to Spain. Goods Europe has never seen before. I'm getting word now that you were very cruel with the Indians. You'd kill them before they get home. Babies are dying. Husbands and wives rarely meet. Let's not forget about smallpox and measles. Have you ever noticed the population dismantle due to this? You think I was on top of the Indians at all times? I was in a rush. I needed the labor done so I can start bringing more things to this land that were missing to make it greater. The whole purpose of this voyage was to bring more life to the other side of the world that had been unexplored. We came to create a new life for us, Europeans. We didn't have the Indians in mind. If they died, they died, but I'm sure they would have been terrified if there was more of us. That was a bold statement, Columbus. Do you think the Indians would be happy if they heard you say that? I do not care what they think. I came here to start a new life, and if it means putting people to work, I will do that to ensure that my land will thrive in no time. You did improve the land, but it ain't exactly thriving. You settlers have brought new diseases that have never been seen before to this land, and you're excusing yourself for that? First of all, I was unaware that we brought diseases since we landed in the New World. Many of the Spanish land has been contaminated with disease we had previously in Spain, and I noticed it quick. Even some of my crew got sick. Second of all, the Indians have reported you have been very cruel with them despite them catching a disease since you landed here.
Ah, don't put words in my mouth. It is none of your business what has happened to these innocent people.
Columbus, don't be a double-tongued prick. You clearly know what has came of this land since your landing in 1492. It's 1500. It's been 8 years. Why do you believe your voyage was a benefit for the Indians? My voyage was certainly the mark of a beginning to a long-lasting impact that I made to the New World to make it more habitable. The exchange was a big part to this voyage. The process of bringing goods back to Europe and bringing animals in return in 1493 was needed for the New World to begin thriving. Animals reproduce faster than humans. We even brought horses for faster transportation. They've never even seen animals before. Nobody has thought of conquering land across the world before. In the end, this is what it will take for mass migration to the Americas to occur. Did you travel anywhere else besides the New World? Perhaps with the same intention to conquer and make the land greater? Yes. Right after I arrived in the New World, I went to the Juana, then Hispaniola. That's actually where I established the first colony of Spain, but it didn't go the way I planned it. Oh, that's interesting. Why's that? Why so devastated? It was destroyed when I came back in 1493. The indigenous people destroyed my settlement due to brutality, but I hurt no man. That's sad, but we have no time to mourn. It's time to wrap this up with the final question everybody wants to know. Do you believe the idea of colonization of the West made a great impact for both the New World and the Old World? Was this establishment of new colonies a good start to what is to come of it in the future? In all honesty, the discovery of these fine lands have made a great promise for the people back home, and the people who already resided here. As for the lasting impact, it will bring us more wealth, more potential of trade routes from these lush lands, and the potential of there being a new monarchy in power. In God's will, we will transfer our old ways and improve on what we left on in the Old World. It won't be a challenge. The spread of our influence as everybody in America is aware that we're bringing a realm in ways we can't even imagine now. However, we're still only at the beginning of something that will guarantee be far greater than the Old World has ever been since the Viking Age. That was very well said, and we hope to see these lands prosper and the fantasies of a new world as the centuries keep coming. This has been a great interview. We learned all about Columbus's journey across the Americas, his discoveries of new things that will benefit the dream of what is to come of the lands, and the importance, the specialty that the land has been served in order to thrive and become greater than Spain. This has been your host, Joan de Leon, and Christopher Columbus. Goodbye, Columbus. It was a pleasure to have you on the show tonight. As you will return to Spain now? Yes, but no need to fear. I will make it back pronto. Goodbye, everyone. You heard it from him, folks. It has been a delight tonight, and we are now signing off. JBC out.